Hello, everyone. This is Henny Espinosa with Just Wish Foundation. Today, we are joined by a program director of a nonprofit organization in the San Francisco Bay Area that has done valuable work in the community, particularly when crisis arises. Thank you so much for joining us on Just Wish, Sandra Sanchon of Alas. Thank you, Sandra.
Hi, honey. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for the work that you've done in the community. So, Sandra, tell us what Alas has been doing in the San Francisco Bay Area, especially that in the last few weeks we have been hit by a series of storms, which has caused flooding. A lot of people got displaced, a lot of people lost power. Tell us how Alas has come to the community to provide help.
Yeah, of course. These storms hit right before the new year and very unfortunate time, right? When people are preparing for the new year and the holidays. And unfortunately, a lot of residents were had to deal with, the storm damage to their homes. A lot of them were displaced in hotels, and they had to wait for resources to come out as well to help. There was a lot of unknown of what was going to happen, to their homes, to their belongings. There was a series of things going on as well, the kids going back to school, and just created, a lot of worry, a lot of sense of, unknown, what's to come, right? And the storm, unfortunately, has been going on for quite some time, about 3 weeks of this rain that's just, continued to affect the whole coast, right?
Mm-hmm. I understand that Alas crisis team members have been going from house to house. Tell us what that was like. What does that entail? And kind of like on your end too, of course, you're also kind of concerned for your safety, but you want to check on people, especially maybe the seniors or, people can't really readily get up and leave. So tell us about the house to house project of Alas.
Yeah, of course. So we went out, I believe the day after the storm hit the first time. And we went out there with our, like you said, our response team from Alas, as well as supervisor from San Mateo County, Ray Mueller, came out. We were working with the city of Half Moon Bay, and MidPenn housing agency as well, in the Moon Ridge low-income housing. So we, mobilized, readily and started a group chat. We kind of just, went hands in and said, how can we help? So one thing that we did was at Oak Street, that was one of the communities that was severely impacted by the flooding. We brought in a dump truck, and our team helped load all of their damaged belongings, and it was a very sad, moment to witness, because there was, their laundry, washer and dryer, beds, mattresses, these essential things that people need, for their day-to-day lives. And just, having to see them, on the side of the street, it was just very heartbreaking. And to see, just the worry on, and, disappointment from the community members, that, have had lost their personal belongings.
So what did the Alas do, to make sure that they have their day-to-day needs? Because, like you mentioned, even the essentials, like a lot of people lost them. So how did Alas fulfill that need to make sure that people still have food, like clothing, like things, beddings, toiletries, things that they would need on a day-to-day basis, while they kind of pick up the pieces of the damage and move forward with their lives?
Yeah, so like I said, our first step was going out and seeing, right, for ourselves what the needs were, talking to the people that were affected, hearing what they had to say, what items they, could be useful to them, what kind of resources, a lot of them had to relocate because their homes just weren't, livable,
Mhm.
right? And like I said, another big factor was that the storm was going to continue.
Yeah.
So there's that piece as well. But yeah, Alas, went back to our little headquarters, to our yellow house on Purísima Street, and we mobilized and we put together these kits of pretty much basic needs. We put in blankets, toiletries, socks,
Mhm.
just whatever we had, and whatever we could gather. And then we also put out, a flyer of flood fund relief
Mhm.
that we had created, as well as items that were highly requested. Like you mentioned, blankets, rain jackets, rain boots, um,
Gift cards, right? Too, as
gift
well.
cards, yes,
Yeah.
gift cards, food cards, and just other little things that had come up.
Mhm.
And that was the other great piece, that the community came and responded, right, to be part of this response team as well,
Mhm.
right, by either bringing in donations, donating to the fund, volunteering, coming out with us. And that was very, special to see, just a
Mhm.
community coming together to, you know, um, help each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Sometimes when disaster strikes, like you really see the best in humanity. People are, while they're concerned about their own safety and their own needs, sometimes they set that aside when they see other people need help more. And it's just
Yes.
so amazing to see. And I'm glad that in the communities that you guys went out to, that uh, human kindness really, shown. And they responded to your call for help, right? When you guys put out that the flood drive that you
Yes,
guys had.
the
That's great.
reaction just been very overwhelmingly like positive. So many people just calling to see, hey, how can I help? How can I get involved? Like I said, everybody brings in their, little different
Yeah.
piece, right? But together, whether it be, um, delivering food, that's the other big thing that we were doing. Like you mentioned, food, obviously is a big basic need that, needs to be fulfilled. And our with the help of the local Mariners Church and different groups, we were able to create a schedule where we went out and fed the affected residents every day.
Mhm.
So that was really great because we were able to get hot meals out. A lot of the families didn't have power as well, so they weren't able to cook hot meals. And our community again mobilized, got together, created a plan,
Mhm.
and we had a team that would go out and deliver food to the different areas, because that's the other thing, right? It was several different areas that had been affected, and just breaking it down and giving everybody an area to focus on made it easier for us, to get out there
Yeah.
and get the help out. Mhm.
Your coordination with local officials, did that also help the victims of the flood? Um, because sometimes it's so hard to navigate when there's a natural disaster and you're like, oh no, what do I do now? Where do I live? How do I
Mhm.
navigate the insurance system? Did your coordination with the local officials also provide help for the victims in that regard, like at least direct them to the resources that they would need uh to really like get long-term help?
Yeah, no, I think that's key, right? Because we're local, right, on the local level. But I think when you involve, the city, the county, local government, um, and they are able to come out and see for themselves as well. I think that's huge because, they can hear it for themselves, right? What the needs are, see the damage, right? And assess and create a plan and move forward, right?
Yeah. Be prepared the next time.
Exactly. Be
Yeah.
prepared. That's the other thing, right? That
Yeah.
this has not happened to this extent here in this area before. So, we weren't prepared for the storm, and just having the elected officials come out and see, the different areas and talk to the people, right? Has really helped. We were able to get food donations from the county as well, and also get help relocating families to hotels, through the county. Our nonprofit also helped with that as well. But just having everybody kind of looped in as to what was going on was very important, the communication piece.
Alice has become sort of a one-stop shop for families, particularly the immigrant low-income families in San Mateo County in the Bay Area. Tell us kind of the founding of Alas and why it was so important for Alas to be present in the community. So take us back to the time when Alas was founded, and kind of through the years, how Alas has really become so important to the community.
Yeah, of course. So Alas started really small, right? I remember, I was a teen, as well. And I just remember my own family was very heavily involved. But Alas started very small. I remember, we were working out of the Bell Building, which is a community building for the church. We would sell strawberries outside of Mass, to get funds to be able to purchase the clothing for the folklorico classes. So I remember starting off, we, started with the tutoring program for the youth. I was actually one of the tutors, I was in high school back in the day. And, then the folklorico group came, the program came, and that really brought, a sense of identity for the youth, the parents, even just having them come to class, and the parents would kind of gather as well while the kids were in class. And it's that sense of community that slowly started building. And then, just having those parents be involved in the fundraising or, in the events, and it just kind of kept growing and gaining momentum. And, specifically over the past, few years, Alas has grown exponentially because I think, people have recognized, what that sense of community has created, a very positive impact for the community, from, the younger ones to, seniors, right? And Alas has really grown to kind of have something for everybody to feel a part of the community, and a sense of belonging, and a sense of, just like you said,
and empowerment as well. Yeah. I understand that Alice also goes out to the farms to help the farm workers. Tell us about that.
Yeah, of course. So one of our departments now is that we have our own farm worker outreach team that goes out on a weekly basis. That's what they dedicate themselves to, and to shed light on, our farm workers, right? Our local community heroes that are out there, every day, rain, sunshine, whatever the conditions are, they're out there, right? And their jobs don't stop, right? There's always a need for food. And, I think our farm worker outreach program has really shed light on the important work that they do, as well as get them resources that they need, right? And one of the recent big accomplishments that Alas has, been able to do, along with the help of several partners, is created the Equity Express bus, which is a double-decker bus that will be going out to the farms on a weekly basis as well, and we'll be able to bring resources to the farm workers, such as, mental health, checkups with the nurses. We'll also have the second floor has room for it's designed as a classroom. So we'll have tech classes, art classes, as well as, just bringing, resources to them because, a lot of them work long hours. I think a big thing for us is accessibility and making, like I said, mental health accessible, regular checkups available for them, preventative health, and, ensuring that, they're taking care of themselves, right? And for us, it's really important to, like I said, to make it accessible for them, to continue to do the work that they do as well.
That's great. That's great. Are there other expansions and projects that Alas has in store for the coming year? And how can the community help?
Yeah, of course. So we have our Sueño Center, which we're going to be developing as well to be like kind of like a community resource for classes. We're looking to be able to provide tech classes, a little bit of entrepreneurship classes as well, and just like I said, making education and different skills, being able to help the community kind of grow and open their mind to different possibilities, right? And again, accessibility, bringing classes and different type of material out and making it accessible to community members. So we're very excited about that.
It's great because Alas is like helping multi-generations, multi-cultures. It's like you guys mentor and develop children and become teens, and it's really like holistic. It's like the entire family is being helped, and we truly are inspired by the work that you do in the community, especially in times of need, of great need. And like you said, it's not just being there as a center where people can go to. You guys are actually bringing help to people. You're making help accessible to people. So thank you so much, Sandra and Alas, for all that you do. We at Just Wish Foundation and Mr. Jack, who are our founder, we're just inspired by your continued efforts in the community, and we want to do our part to help you guys, especially with your expansion. And so we wanted to make sure that we make a monetary donation, and we're your ally in the community. And more power to you guys, and thank you for the valuable work that you guys do, especially when crisis comes to the community. You guys are there, so thank you so much, and more power to you guys.
Thank you, honey. We appreciate it. And, we love, working, with partners, and just, it's really a community effort, right? I think that's what makes us strong. And, we're all, here to serve the community and to help each other. So I really appreciate, you and your foundation as well for reaching out and giving us this platform, this voice, to reach out to more people and more and be able to impact more. So thank you
So much.